Your hands do meaningful things. They create. They care. They help. They celebrate. And they heal. Use your hands to grow your passion for healthcare. 100% online healthcare degrees designed to help you do meaningful things. Get started today at AHU Online.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We are super excited that we have some of you watching from all different time zones. So if it's the morning, good morning. If it's afternoon, good afternoon. Before we jump in and talk about the information regarding our AHU Online programs, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background on myself. I am Jennifer Alfonso. I am the Student Success Manager for AHU Online. I've actually been at AHU for a little over 8 years, so it's been quite a journey, and I can say I love working with our online students. Also, I wanted to just give you a little bit of an idea how this is going to go. We're going to review some information, but during the presentation, please feel free to use your chat option. You'll see it at the bottom there. You can submit questions. They are not going to be published, so please feel free to ask away. If it's something that's general that we can address during the presentation, we'll do so. If it's something that's a little bit more personal one-on-one, then we'll respond to you privately. So definitely take advantage of that chat option. Now, in regards to the flow of things today, I'm going to go over the agenda with you. We have several programs that we're going to talk about. And so you can see we're going to go in that order. So if you're interested in any of our healthcare administration programs, we'll talk about those first. We will also discuss from there our nursing degrees, then our imaging sciences degrees, and then lastly, spiritual care. We will go over briefly about the tuition, how to find out more, and then you'll hear from two of my other amazing colleagues in our AHU Online department. They'll talk a little bit more about themselves so you can have a better idea about the team. But one last thing I wanted to let you know about myself. If you do become a student, my colleague Amanda and I, we both work with the Student Success team. So we are basically the ones that will be holding your hand, cheering you on, making sure if you have questions or concerns that those are being addressed and answered through your journey at AHU from the time that you're admitted to the time you graduate. So we're happy to see you today and happy to work with you. Now I will hand it over to Chris so that he can talk about our specific programs offered for AHU Online.
Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate that. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We're glad that you're here with us. My name is Chris. I'm the admissions coordinator for the online programs here at Advent Health University. So pretty much all the way up from the time that you're inquiring about a program all the way until we admit you into the program. I'm pretty much the person that is working with you, answering your questions, helping you through the application process. So I'm definitely here as your support during that time. So what I want to do today is just give you a brief overview of the different online program options that we have here at the university. And as Jen mentioned, we are giving you the opportunity to type in your questions at any time. So feel free to do that as we go along. We'll definitely be sure to get those answered as we move through the presentation. And we'll also be providing some information at the end, so you can contact us directly, and we can definitely discuss, your individual career goals and answer your personal questions that way as well. So be on the lookout for that information. So I'd like to get started with our healthcare administration program options, as we do have several to choose from, depending on your past academic experience and kind of what you're looking to do for your current career goals. Our MHA MBA dual degree program is a great option for any of you that maybe want to keep your career options open. Perhaps you haven't decided, whether you want to continue or you're looking to explore opportunities within, the business sector. This is a unique program that we offer in partnership with Stetson University. And what it does is it allows students to earn an MHA degree from Advent Health University and then an MBA degree from Stetson University. So basically, we're preparing you to operate in both the business and healthcare environments. And the best part about this program is that it can be completed in as few as 2 years, which is really about the same amount of time as completing just one of these, degrees on their own. So one thing to note about this particular program is applicants do have to have a completed bachelor's degree in order to be eligible. So again, for any of you that maybe don't necessarily want to commit one way or another to healthcare or business and want to keep your career options open, this might be a good option for you. Our MHA in Strategy and Innovation program, this is basically the standalone MHA portion of the dual degree option that we offer. And so if you're a little bit more set on any type of role in leadership, this is a good option for you. And this program, it offers quite a few different pathways into a number of different leadership roles within sort of healthcare administration. The program does actually have a pathway for those of you that do have an Associates of Science degree along with a specific healthcare certification or license. So for example, if you have an Associates of Science in radiography and you're credentialed to work as a radiographer, you may actually be eligible to do this AS to MHA track and sort of skip right over the bachelor's degree. And then of course, we do also offer the traditional pathway for those of you that have completed a bachelor's degree. And AS candidates usually can complete the program in about as little as 3 years. And then obviously our BS candidates can earn it a little bit sooner, usually in about 2 years. So another nice perk about this program, and actually our dual degree option as well, is that we do not require GRE scores to be considered for admission for any of these programs. So again, if you're kind of focusing more on a role in healthcare leadership specific to that area of study, this is a good option to keep in mind. Now, there might be some of you that don't have either an AS or a BS, and that's fine. We actually have an option for you as well. Our Bachelor's of Science in Healthcare Administration program is actually the only online entry-level program that we offer. So you could be anywhere from a high school graduate all the way up to a college transfer student and still potentially be considered for this program. This program does prepare students for a wide range of career paths. So if you're thinking about something in business, finance, human resources, marketing, anything like that, this program sort of allows you to get to that point. This is also a great preparation for students if you are wanting to potentially do one of our other graduate programs that I mentioned. This is another program to get you prepared for that. So if you did kind of like the idea of one of our graduate programs in MHA, but you don't quite meet the requirements, definitely this would be a great option to get you started. All right, moving on to our nursing programs, we do have several options for those of you that are nurses that maybe want to advance within your career. Our first option is the RN to BSN completion program that we offer. This program is really for those of you that maybe want to get into leadership roles within nursing, so possibly things like nurse manager or clinical educator. This would be a good program to consider. The program is fully accredited by CCNE, and it can be completed in as little as 1 year, depending on sort of your previous nursing education and where you're starting from. Now, for those of you that may have received a nursing diploma or maybe completed a nursing degree from a non-accredited school, we actually do offer a pathway to allow you into this program. So if you are in that situation, definitely feel free to contact us, and we can definitely discuss your options with that. The other option for our nurses is our Master of Science in Nursing program. This program also has multiple entry points, so students can come in with either an ASN or a BSN. As with our RN to BSN program, the MSN program is also fully accredited by CCNE. And typically, this program can be completed in as few as 15 to 18 months, depending on the track that you choose. Currently, we have 3 distinct tracks. We have leadership, we have education, and then also family nurse practitioner. Leadership track is a great option if you're looking to advance, into a managerial or leadership role within nursing. The education track, great choice if you see yourself as like a nurse educator. That can either be in higher education or perhaps in a clinical setting. And then for those of you that really just like the assessment piece, diagnosing problems, ordering diagnostic tests, medications, definitely the family nurse practitioner track would be for you. Another great feature of the FNP track is for those of you that are local to Central Florida, we actually do have a designated MSN clinical coordinator that does help place our local students in the clinicals. So that is not something that you have to be searching for on your own. And that's really a unique aspect of our FNP program option. All right, moving on to our imaging sciences programs. For those of you that are currently working in the imaging field, whether it be in radiography or sonography, we do offer some program options that definitely can help prepare for additional careers in leadership or advanced imaging. Our bachelor's in imaging science program does offer 6 specialty tracks that you can choose from, and again, a lot of this will just be dependent on your career goals and sort of what you're wanting to accomplish. Our imaging leadership track is a great preparation for those wanting to do something in administration or supervisor positions within imaging. So courses in this track usually cover things like leadership strategies and healthcare compliance, but unique specifically to the imaging field. For students that want to earn a bachelor's degree, but then also pursue advanced certifications, we do offer our CT, MRI, and vascular interventional tracks. And then for those of you that are currently working in the sonography field, we do also have a separate track in sonography as well. And this track sort of allows sonographers to advance, their knowledge of sonographic imaging procedures and specialties. But the one thing to note specifically about the sonography track is you do have to be credentialed specifically in sonography by ARRT, ARDMS, or CCI to be eligible for that specific track. And then our interdisciplinary track, this is a very customizable track that gives you the ability to choose sort of which specialty courses you want to take, just based again on your personal career goals. So for example, if you're wanting more of an overview of each of the imaging modalities, you could choose a combination of CT, MRI, and sonography courses. Or if you're looking to maybe get into business or prepare for one of our graduate MBA, MHA programs, then you'd be able to choose accounting, finance, managerial courses. And so it really allows you to be flexible, customize that really as you see fit to sort of customize your learning experience for that particular track. And then as with our RN to BSN program, there is a pathway into this imaging sciences program for technologists who may have completed a certificate program or maybe a degree from a non-accredited school. Regardless of the track that you want to get into, there's potentially an option for you there as well. So again, feel free to reach out, to me directly, and that's something that we can definitely discuss to see what your options are. And then there might be some of you that maybe want to pursue that advanced certification in, CT, MRI, or vascular interventional radiography, but you don't want to go through earning a full bachelor's degree. And so for that, we do also offer our advanced imaging certificate programs. Again, as with our other imaging options, you do need to hold current credentialing in radiography to be eligible for that. The certificate programs can usually be completed in about 12 months. So again, if you're not looking to invest the full time and sort of energy into a bachelor's degree, but wanting to advance, this is a potential option for you as well. And then last but not least, talking about our Master of Science in Spiritual Care program. This program is for those students that maybe are looking for a program to become a board certified chaplain, but you don't want to necessarily go the traditional route of a Master of Divinity. So this degree, could also work if you're currently a clinician and maybe you're looking for continuing education in ethics and spiritual care. There's a lot of different ways to sort of serve, as a chaplain or in any of these areas. And so some of those settings may be, hospital healthcare settings, military, universities, community care facilities. There's a lot of different, options for you in terms of where you can, use this degree. And one great thing about this program is it can actually typically can be completed in less than 3 years, which is definitely shorter than than the traditional, education path for chaplaincy. So if you feel like, your calling is to sort of continue on this track as a chaplain, or again, you're sort of just now wanting to maybe start going into that route as a clinician, this is a great option for you as well. So again, this is just a brief overview of the online program options that are available. If a particular program stood out to you and you'd like to learn more, you can definitely visit our website, which is there on the screen, online.ahu.edu. And you actually have the ability there to schedule a call with me, and we can definitely, go through sort of your individual career goals, answer your personal questions, and definitely be happy to do that. So on that note, I'm going to hand it over to Amanda, and she's going to talk a little bit about what to expect as a student at AHU.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us today. My name is Amanda Hayes, and I'm the Director of Online Student Experience. Essentially, my role is to just kind of ensure that the online experience is what we expect it to be. As Jen mentioned, I work with the Student Success team, and we work directly with students to be your main point of contact from the beginning to the end. So we'll kind of be there to help you navigate the online world at AHU. So just some brief overlook of some basic information about what to expect. So the different courses that students are taking, we have 3 semesters a year, fall, spring, and summer. Each semester is 14 weeks long. Depending on which program you're in, you could have 14-week courses, 7-week courses, 5-week courses, and 4-week courses. So it does give you the ability to perhaps take 2 courses in one semester, but they're not overlapping. Another thing to kind of keep in mind is the courses are asynchronous. So that means we don't have any kind of mandatory chat sessions that you'll be required to log into on a weekly basis. So it's really supposed to be built for the working professional in mind. So you won't have to, you'll be able to log in at your time when you have the time to sit down and study and put that work in. You'll have access to the course from day 1, and the end of the course you can actually see on day 1. So you'll be able to log in and see all your assignments and what to expect for the multiple weeks ahead of you, and you'll be able to work ahead of schedule if needed. Recognizing that we're a healthcare institution, all of our students cover essentially 24/7 healthcare. So we really want to make a program and have a program available to students that they can work on it for their schedule that fits their life. Let's see here. It is 100% online, as Chris mentioned. The programs that have clinicals, of course, you would be going to a clinical site there. For your student managers, so this is where Jen and I come in. We will be your main point of contact. So when you are accepted into the program, you'll have one of us as your point of contact for any needs outside of the course. So whether it's help with picking courses, registering, ordering books, you name it, we'll be here. In the same capacity that you can make an appointment with Chris, we'll be available by appointment, or you can pick up the phone and call us. But we're just here to help you navigate, and we'll advocate for you and help you through all the different processes. Looking at tuition, so tuition is decided on an academic year basis. So each year that'll be evaluated and posted. You can find, we have all of that information online. We also have a really nice calculator that you can pick your program, and you can kind of get a nice cost estimate of kind of what to expect. And if you have any questions about that, you're welcome to reach out to Chris, or if you're already a student, Jen and I will even help you through that process. We have financial aid, you'll have an aid advisor, so we'll be happy to kind of help walk you through whatever those needs are, so that by the time classes roll around, your focus is just on your schoolwork, and all of that outside noise is canceled for you on our behalf. Jen, do you have any other questions?
Yes, so there were a few questions that were raised, and so I'm going to open up the floor for Chris or Amanda or myself to answer some of these. One of them says, how often do you admit for the MHA MBA program? So Chris, I wanted to see, since Chris is our guru for admissions, if you wanted to go ahead and answer this question.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that. Yeah, we actually admit 3 times per year for that program, so fall, spring, and summer. So the next one that we have coming up will be our spring intake, and that will be beginning January 11th is when those classes start.
Perfect. And then we have another question that's general, so we do want to address that. Are there any clinical requirements for the RN to BSN program?
There's no clinical requirements, but there will be some options for almost like service learning opportunities. So there, you will have a couple of courses that require you to, it's like a special project or something that you would create a PowerPoint and walk through a presentation with some sort of audience, whether that be at work or your neighborhood watch. But that's, you're not going to have anything required to go into a clinical setting and do actual practical work.
We have another really great question. So this will definitely be an Amanda and I question. Of course, Amanda's been in our online department longer, so she can feel free to answer. But this question says, what help is available for students who've never done an online program before?
Sure. So first, you'll gain access to an online orientation course that is actually built within our online learning management system, and it's there to help walk you through how to learn how to use it while you're actually using it. So you'll have access to that immediately. So if you were looking to get started in the spring, say you were admitted tomorrow, you'll have access to that course tomorrow, so you can start playing around in the online course setting. Additionally, it's been a long time for some of our students when they come back, so maybe their writing skills aren't fine-tuned, maybe they have some apprehensions about study skills, but we have all of the resources that we offer to our on-campus students, such as the University Writing Center, the Center for Academic Achievement that houses tutoring and study help and tips. All of these will be available for you. We've always extended those to the online students, but with this pandemic and everybody working remote, I feel like it's now even more of a second nature. So you'll have all the resources to help you individually be successful in your courses.
Yes, and I'm just going to echo Amanda. Students that have come back to us and told us that they've actually utilized the services for themselves have nothing but amazing things to say. And so we always encourage students, don't seek for the help when you're struggling. If this is something, going to the Writing Center, do it even when you're doing well in classes, just so you know the resources that are there and you can make sure that you are really excelling in your classes. So a lot of good things. There's another really awesome question. It says, I see a lot of fast track options. However, are your programs available for those who work full-time without having to overstretch ourselves?
Yep. So our programs can be self-paced, so it can ebb and flow with you. Depending on your specific program, a lot of times we'll tell students, touch base with us, let us know what's happening in your life. So say one semester you need to slow down and the next semester you want to pick back up. We will help you sort out and pick those courses so that it makes sense for you and your lifestyle.
I was going to add something in there as well. I'm going to throw a shout out to Tina Capoelli, our Associate Registrar for AHU Online. She is wonderful as well as at creating a personalized degree plan for you. So if you feel that the traditional plan or the fast track that you've looked at, is neither one is going to work well for you, she can definitely do something that's more personalized for you, like Amanda said, and whatever is going on in your life. So you definitely have a team here that's working on your behalf, and we just want to make sure that you're successful. Another great question. So Chris, what type of degree is required to be admitted to the MS in spiritual care?
Yes, great question. So for that program, they do require a bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited school. It's preferred if you do have some, ministerial work or some kind of, pastoral or ministerial work before you apply, and mainly because there's some facilities that when you are wanting to become a chaplain, they may look at your specific denomination or different things like that. So there's a lot of different factors that go into, and a lot of it depends on sort of where you want to end up working. But just generally speaking, a bachelor's degree is really the main thing that they look for in order to apply for that program.
All right, and another question for you, Chris, because we don't want to forget about you. We've got somebody asking, when can I start applying for the RN to BSN program?
Yeah, so pretty much for most of our programs run on a rolling admission, and we don't have set sort of application periods where you would start to apply. So you can actually apply at any time. The next intake for that program as well will be our spring intake, which starts January 11th. The admission deadline for that would be November 30th. So You can apply at any point in time. You could even apply now and then say you want to start in summer or fall of 2021. Again, we're not really going off of specific application periods. So you can apply anytime. Just let us know. One of the things on the application will be, what term are you applying for? And that can also be adjusted as needed.
Perfect. And then we've got, unless another question comes in, someone is asking, what technology do I need to do online classes? So Amanda will probably like to talk about that one.
Oh, really? I was hoping to let Chris, our IT tech guru over there, take that one. Our website, actually, if you go on our website, it runs down a full gamut that you can print off and show any kind of computer store that you want. But it's I mean, at this point, it's pretty basic. Any standard computer that you've bought in the last 5 years is likely going to have internet, One of the things to mention, if you do end up going and trying to buy a computer, is we have free Microsoft Office for our students. So don't spend the money and buy that. You can actually go online on our site and you'll be able to download the PowerPoint, the Word, all of that you need for school. But it's pretty basic in terms of internet. Our online course learning management system does need Chrome likely to operate in its fullest capacity. But we can post that link. It's right there on our website, all the technical requirements. But at this point, there's nothing too specific that I would say. And if your computer's relatively recent, you should be able to get through no problem. Additionally, our learning system has an app that you can download on your phone, or on a mobile device. That app does work really great. Again, it's not probably something that you would be able to use fully. I don't recommend taking an exam on the app, but you should at least be able to use that to kind of help compensate as well. Chris, do you have any other specifics that you would answer to that question?
I was just going to say I couldn't have said it better myself. So I think you covered everything. So
great. And then there's also a link for those of you if you want to look. There was a link sent for the technical requirements as well in the Q&A, so you can check that out. There is another question. This one's slightly more specific. Amanda, it's specific for a program. So it just says, can you describe the FNP on-campus requirements?
Sure. The on-campus requirements are all tied into one specific course. It's the Advanced Health Assessment course. It's broken up into 2 sessions, and we call those intensives and checkoffs. So when you go to register for that particular course, before it even begins, several weeks before, you'll come on campus for 5 consecutive days, usually a Monday through Friday, full days, 8 to 4:30-ish ballpark. But it's straight didactic informational. So you would be in a sim lab gaining some information. You would actually, in that semester, you'll be learning about practicums and what to expect and kind of the requirements that you'll be doing during that assessment course. So 5 consecutive days before the course begins. At the end of that 5th day, you'll go home. Several weeks later, the course will start online. You'll take the course online, but at the end of it, you'll return for an additional 2 days is what we call the checkoffs, which is basically your final exam. I tend to tell students, I picture you back in that sim lab. This time you're running the health assessment while an instructor is sitting there and grading you. So those are the 2 separate times you'll be required to come on campus for a total of 7 days. So 5 days in the beginning, 2 days at the end, and it's all related to one particular course, and they are absolutely mandatory. You cannot come late, you cannot leave early. So essentially, if you can't make those dates, which are they're published with the academic calendar, so about a year in advance. If you can't make those dates, we will tell you don't register for that course, and we'll kind of rearrange your courses so that you can make it to the next one.
Awesome. And then Amanda and Chris, it looks like we have our last question, but this is definitely more a Amanda and me question. It says, is there help available to help me choose my classes?
I'll take it. Yes, absolutely. Jen and I are here. You also have, we have a dedicated online registrar person that's helpful to us. But essentially what we'll do is we'll look at your program. We'll talk to you. We'll figure out kind of what course load you're looking at. And then we can help you pick your courses based on that course load. Thankfully, we get to work with students so much that we get a lot of feedback for each course. So we can kind of guide you in what we've heard about the courses and what to expect, along with maybe these 2 courses tend to pair well with each other. Don't overlap this particular course with another one. So there's all the help you need to kind of make sure you have a sound decision. Another great point is that Jen and I also have access to these courses. So when you are a new student that first week of school, you'll be able to make an appointment with us, and we can log into those courses side by side with you and make sure that you're comfortable and confident as you navigate. So that's another great point to make, is we're here to help, and you will have all the help you need. Whatever questions, at this point, I don't feel like I can get a question that I haven't been asked yet, but certainly reach out to Jen and I. We will be here with you till the day you graduate, and then we'll be standing, you know, at the graduation ceremony, cheering you as you walk across that stage.
Yes, she is right. And I just, one more thing to add to that is, I mentioned earlier, Tina Capoelli, I'm sure she's happy I keep saying her name, but she usually, once you're admitted into the university, into a program, you'll receive an email from her, and typically she lays out, you know, your degree plan. So we do find students also respond to Tina as well, you know, just with a little bit of personalization on that degree plan. So you can also hear from Tina. So we really do try to make sure you've got several points of contact, that you feel comfortable as a student and there's someone that's available to you, either it's talking, texting, emailing, but just so many good resources. We may be a smaller team, but we're, I'm trying to say fury and forceful. We are mighty and strong. So we will help you in any way that we can. But since we have no other questions, I am going to just kind of go over what you can do from here. Hopefully you've found this very helpful. Chris did amazing going over all the details of those programs. Amanda is awesome too. She's been working with our students for several years, so she's amazing. I look up to her. But I just wanted to give you a few options of what you can do from here. So if you go, we keep referencing our website. It's online.ahu.edu. Check out our website. You can find more information about admissions criteria, what the educational path looks like for you, or professional path, depending on the program of interest you have. But also there's a way to do several things. So you can schedule an appointment with us. This would be, and I'm going to throw Chris out there, this would be an appointment with Chris because he is our admissions coordinator. So he's actually the one that would talk to you more in depth about your situation and walking you through the application process. Amanda and myself, again, we are, once you're admitted into the university, we're going to walk your hand with choosing classes, getting comfortable with Canvas learning, and all the different student resources. So you can definitely schedule an appointment if you'd like some more information. If you want to request more information, you're not quite ready for an appointment, please feel free to do that on the website as well. There's some links going out to you also, so please check your Q&A. We have some information going out that will be helpful. And then if you feel that you're kind of already ready to jump in, you've got confirmation on some emails or some information today, and you've already checked out our website, feel free to apply now. And then Chris, again, he's the one that will work with you, making sure that you've submitted anything that's necessary, transcripts and so on. But we are just so happy we could talk to you today. This is our first official AHU Online webinar. So I was so excited to do this with Amanda and Chris. And we've got another colleague helping us with questions and fielding questions. So thank you again for joining us. We hope you have a great day. And we look forward to hearing from you in whichever way you feel comfortable. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
I'm just going to mention we did put some links in the Q&A box there. So you should be able to make a link or click on the links to go straight to the request more information, apply, or schedule appointment. But I thank you for your time, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys in class one day.
Thank you all.